All right, you're still watching the conversation on Lagos television. It's Friday, and you know the way we do it on Friday. We always let it down because we've been very, very serious since Monday. Today on the program, we're looking at navigating the world of textile art. We all know that textile art is a combination of our tradition, culture, and creativity. And at this particular period, when our economy is going through so many challenges, how can we make this textile art a postal card for other parts of the world and continent to reckon with Nigeria through our creativity without losing sight of our tradition and culture? We have someone who should know when it comes to navigating the world of textile art on the program this morning. We have Funmi Akin Ajayi. Funmi Akin Ajayi is a textile design coach. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here, sir.
Okay, I think the first question should be, if I have a virgin material now, or plain, what are the processes of making it, of turning it rather into a textile material? How rigorous is it, and how flexible can it be?
Okay, first of all, I'm going to say that having a plain material does not mean that it's going to die. So we have to make sure that we use natural fabrics that are made with natural fibers.
Okay.
So that's the number one, because if we use fabrics that are made with synthetic fibers, it's not going to die. So after that, then we can now start using all our dyes and modern. So we have the local method and we have the modern method to create our designs on the fabric. So
which is local, which is modern?
So local is our adreleko. So adreleko is when we use our cassava flour, the one we use for amala.
Okay.
We use the cassava flour, and then we use our indigo leaves and our moderns, which are the cocoa pods, the ashes, and everything. That's what we use to create the designs for adireleko. But the modern one is the one the batik that most people know about. So the batik, now we use our synthetic dyes, which are the VAT dyes, the reactive dyes, and then we also have our moderns, which is the hydrosulfite, the caustic soda, to create the designs.
Okay, so let's start with this.
Okay.
This is the natural fabric.
Yes.
Is it not a Guinea brocade?
Yes, this is Guinea brocade, but we have different types of natural fabric.
When I was in secondary school and we were asked to do tie and dye, we used to use
Do you remember?
teru. We use teru now.
Yes.
So, because I remember, yes, we used teru in those days to do to make our tie and dye, and it came out beautiful. So you can actually use this is what you call, what did you call it?
This is Guinea brocade.
Guinea brocade.
Yes.
To make tie and dye.
Yes.
So let's talk about how Nigerians have fully embraced Nigerian textile arts. Would you say that we are there already? Have we fully embraced it?
No, we haven't fully embraced it, because sourcing for these fabrics in Nigeria can be a little bit of challenge.
Oh, really?
Yes,
are they imported?
These ones, yes, they are imported. But now we have few textile industries that are coming up now, but we still need more, so that we'll be able to have the 100% cotton made in Nigeria.
So how about wearing it now? Because I see people wear tie and dye now.
Yes, it's accepted now, and the reason it's accepted now is that the designs now are versatile. It's not the normal one-way traffic kind of design, but we can make any kind of design that we want to make if we're going into address. So it makes it brings out the color. The color attracts a lot of even the global world. It attracts the global world and everything.
And you can even write names on it.
Yes, you see a lot of
one, and they wrote bookie.
Yes, even so many entrepreneurs now are using them for their brands instead of just printing on their T-shirts and everything. Okay. So they make their own designs too.
Okay, but are we projecting it enough for the world to reckon with us? I know that the governor of Ogun State, Abiodun, is a fan of Adire any day, anytime. Then I think Baba Obasanjo as well. And the other time we had the country director of British Council here, she was wearing an Adire, and I was shocked. But are we promoting it enough in such a way that it will impact our economy and increase our GDP?
Well, we're getting there. We are not there yet, but we are getting there. That's why we have coaches. Like I train a lot of people in Adire making, and we have so many other people that are training a lot of people, so that we can have a very large number of producers of Adire. Because when we have enough, that's when we can say we can project enough out. So we're trying, we're getting there.
Okay, so apart from Adire, let's talk about weaving now. That's Ashoke.
Yeah.
right? So give us an insight into that.
So I don't weave.
Okay.
I'm into adire, but when it comes to weaving too, it's really going into the global world too now, because when you want to create an like a very unique design, you can actually make ashoke and you get a very beautiful design. But I don't weave. So
Okay, sourcing for these materials now,
Yes, sir.
are they very expensive, and what are the challenges you go through in getting these materials?
But we can't really say they're expensive, because anything art naturally don't come cheap. But it's not expensive when it comes to the arts that we're putting on it. It's okay, but you know, sometimes when we talk about expensive, it depends on who is buying. So there are still some people that may not be able to afford 18,000 naira, 20,000, 24,000 naira, 50,000 naira, 150,000 naira.
Adire?
Yes.
Adire 100.
We have 250,000.
Hey!
Yes, please.
Really?
Yes. So it
What
depends
fabric
on.
did they use for the 150,000?
So it depends on the fabric too, and it depends on the work that is done on that fabric.
When you
So,
say what?
like how much would this go for?
And it has, you know, all these. What would I call these now?
These are beads, broken beads. Yes.
So how much would this cost now?
The dress? Or?
Yes. The dress.
Bookie, it's expensive.
Because I know that Adire is very cheap.
Adire is not very cheap. Adire is not very cheap at all, but it's affordable.
Okay, so
now
how
we have some Adire, some that some people call Adire, actually not Adire.
What are they?
Oh.
They are made from China and they are machine printed fabrics.
Wow.
Oh.
So we still have a very long way to go, like explaining to people how you can identify the handmade fabrics from the machine print fabrics.
So how do I identify the handmade fabric from the machine print fabric if I want to buy?
Okay, if you want to buy, it's going to be a very long
Just give us
discussion,
maybe
actually.
one or
We still have
two,
time.
you know.
Okay, so the natural fabrics too. We have the silk, we have the cotton, we have so many things. But you see the silk, the synthetic fabrics, which are machine prints, don't come out exactly like the handmade. Handmade, anything art is not perfect. So it's the imperfect part of the handmade that makes it really beautiful. Unlike the normal prints, like the way you have your polka dot dress now,
Yes.
you can see that the circles are perfectly made.
Yes.
But when it comes to address, there'll be some that will still have some little stains here and there.
Yeah.
And that is the design in the handmade.
Well, are people really embracing these skills, especially now that we are facing the problem of unemployment?
People are.
They're showing interest.
People are showing interest, at least. We're trying, we're getting there. A lot of people now in Nigeria are distracted with a lot of the things that are happening. Instead of them looking inwards, how can I get more? What can I do? How can I impact the world? And how can I make money for myself? So we are still trying to push it out there. That's why we have online. Thank God for online. We push all our works out there. They see a lot of designs. You can make any design with Adire these days. You can make. There was a design I made some time ago showing the Ikoyi Bridge. You know, with the buses and everything
Show
going.
us this one. Just show us.
Okay, so here I have, I have the one that has different designs. The star, it has lines. We just created something, we just scribbled something on it. You know.
Are you a fine artist?
No, but I'm into fashion design, and I'd always loved arts from.
So we have stars.
Yes, we have the circles. So one good thing about Adire is it's not something that you have to be too serious about.
Not
Scribbles,
rigid.
dots, lines, curves will give you an absolute design.
So the more flexible it is.
Just enjoy it
Oh, wow.
and create the design, and then you'll be amazed at what it's going to bring out.
This is beautiful.
Thank
So
you.
do you only make these materials, or you sew as well?
I also saw, like I mentioned earlier, I was into the fashion industry for a while, but I had to look inwards. The fashion industry is saturated. We have too many people in the fashion industry, and then I had to look inwards. What can I do to make my work stand out? That was where I started from. And now I realize that, okay, and I have the skill of teaching because I used to have a fashion school too. I decided to start teaching people how to create these beautiful designs. If you're a fashion designer, it's either you partner with a textile designer, or you also learn the art if you're not big enough, and then create something exquisite so that when it comes out, people want to buy it. Because the industry has a lot of fashion designers. Why will I buy from you? There must be something. You can't tell me it's the design.
Something distinct.
Yes, you can't tell me it's the style. So it has to be the fabric.
Okay, so I want us to take a look at, let's just take a flashback.
Yes, ma'am.
It's like maybe 50 years, 60, before independence. And now, when it comes to our textile industry, how far and how well have we evolved as a people?
Okay, so in the 50s, like you mentioned, adire then was what people were wearing. That was the only thing that people were wearing, the only fabric, and ashoke. But the process of creating those adire take a long time. So that's when we used to use the local, we had local method like the elu, using the indigo leaves. We call it elu. So that elu is they pound it in the mortar, and then when it's giving the bluish green design color, they dry it. It takes a lot of processes, and over time we now moved into creating our adire with VAT dyes, with reactive dyes, so we don't need to go through all those processes. We just quickly make something really nice. So if we compare then with now, I would say now then they embraced it. Then it got to a time people started wearing fabrics made from outside the country, and now we are now bringing it back. It's coming back now. A lot of people are wearing adire. If you move to so many places, you see adire in different colors and styles. So we are getting there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
I think Joy has a question because she has been raising her hands up since. So Joy, you have a question for her?
Because I really love So aside the business part, how do you find fulfillment in what you do?
There's something with art. When you're designing, you enjoy it. It just comes naturally. Like I mentioned before, it's not like you really have to have a particular design. Even dots, even lines, curves can give you any kind of design that you want. So there is no how you won't enjoy it. And then when you create something really beautiful. You will love it. You will push it out. You want everybody to see it. You want to sell it. There are so many times that we have made mistakes on the fabric, and the moment I push it out, like, okay, let me just put and see how people are going to embrace it. I come back to recreate that mistake because a lot of people will want that particular mistake, and I'll be like, this was not the intention initially. The intention was to create something this way, and then it turned out so bad, and then I still push it out anyways. That's the beauty of adire.
So a mistake can also be a masterpiece.
In fact, it will blow your mind.
Okay, my concern now, I know that the Chinese are everywhere, and they have also infiltrated the adire markets. So how are you coping with them, and then what do you think the government can do to safeguard our local players?
Okay, like I've had this question before from one of my students, and I told her, I said, before we can fight this, we have to have more than enough people putting the work in this thing. If we fight them to go, and then we produce the fabrics, do we have enough? Do we have enough to satisfy the market? Do we have enough to produce for people? That is why we need more people to come and join, make this beautiful art, and then it's easy for us now approach the government to please allow this to fly. But other than that, we have to still manage, we'll still manage ourselves for now, but we'll still need the government anyways to help us. But we need more people to put their hands into this beautiful business.
Okay, so I just want you maybe for some minutes to just take us through the process, the simplest process of making adire.
Okay, so
the simplest process.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the tie and dye process then, because that's the one that I'm sure you learned from school that you mentioned. So, so for the tie and dye, all you just need is your dyes and your mordants. The dyes, we use VAT dyes, and some people use reactive dyes. So
hold on, please explain. What do you mean by VAT dyes?
Okay.
What do you mean by reactive dyes? Because now we are learning.
Yes.
Okay.
So for the VAT,
for free.
So for the VAT dyes, most times we always need hot water, but not all the time. Sometimes we still use warm water. Just make sure that when we dissolve it, we add our mordants, which is the hydrosulfite and the caustic soda. So the work the hydrosulfite does is that it softens the caustic soda softens the material. The hydrosulfite allows the color to stick to the fabric. So we need to mix those together in the right quantity.
Okay.
After that, you take your fabric, and because it's tie and dye, we tie the fabric and dip it into the dye. So you tie your fabric. We have different methods of tie and dye. We have the accordion pleats. Accordion pleats means that we just split it in, out, in, out, in, out like that, and then we tie, and then it gives us a beautiful design. Okay. We can do...
I remember we used to use stones.
Yeah, so we have those ones for knotting.
Yes.
You put inside, you tie it, and then it gives you a very beautiful design. So that's the simplest way to
Okay, how long does it take to train someone without any background in arts or fashion? And does it come cheap, training people?
It's cheap in different ways.
Okay.
We can say it's cheap if you learn online, or probably you just want to learn tie and dye. Tie and dye is the simplest one, so you can even you get a lot of people even teaching it for free. And the batik too is not expensive. That word cheap is always making me feel somehow. Because what you call cheap may not be cheap to somebody else.
True.
Yeah, so for batik making, it's still affordable because it's knowledge. Knowledge cannot be
quantified.
No, you cannot, and it's value also. And then what we are going to use to create this design is definitely different from the time that we're going to use to create this design. Yes, because this one we only have the name, we stamp it all over the fabric, and then it's good to go.
Please, how did you stamp it?
So on our, we get foams, like our foams, foams that can absorb wax, and then we cut out the name that we want on that foam. So when we dip it into the wax, we just stamp it on the fabric before we put the color.
So for an average new entrant into the industry, like how long will it take for you to train the person?
2 weeks, 3 weeks maximum for physical class.
I need a new skill.
For physical classes, but I run an online class, and my online class is just 7 days.
Okay, now somebody asked me, what is the difference between Kampala now and Adire? Or do they mean the same thing?
Kampala is Adire.
So have you heard Kampala is Adire?
Kampala is Adire.
Is Adire?
Yes.
So where did we get the name Kampala from? Kampala, Adire. Adire is the local Yoruba name that I...
Yes, but you know that Kampala, sometimes it would just, maybe it could just be wax or anything. It's just the same thing as far as I'm concerned. So there are some that we just use the wax, and then the one in the market, local market, they add starch to it and makes it so hard. Okay, yes, but the ones that I teach my students, because of flexibility, you don't want to be put in a corner of just making only boo-boo or all those hard fabrics. We don't, as long as you use good fabrics, you don't need to starch it.
So at what point in your career did you decide to go into coaching? And what pushed you there?
I had always had a fashion school, like I mentioned earlier, but I realized that too many people are into fashion design, and then I decided to go into Adire making about 10 years ago. I decided to go into Adire making, and I learned it. I liked it. I realized that when people come, they see it, they like it. And then I said, okay, I have to get an instructor to come and teach in my school. So I got an instructor, he came, he taught. And after a while, I realized that, okay, I'm already into it. I studied so much for it. Apart from the local studies, I also went as far as taking knowledge online abroad, yes, for batik training, so that I can have the intense knowledge about it. So after then, I decided to start training.
Okay, so for this fabric now, how long will it last? Does it wash? Does it fade?
No, if you use fabrics that are 100% cotton or at least 85% cotton, it is going to stay there for as long as maybe like 8-10 years.
Must it be hand wash, or can I just put it in my washing machine?
So we always advise you hand wash any natural fabric.
Why?
Even if it is, because it's natural, they don't want stress. Even drying them under the sun, we advise that you take them out of direct sun. It's not only Adire. Any natural fabric that is made with natural fiber, please avoid the washing machine. If you use the washing machine, use the hand wash, or probably at 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Don't leave it for too long because you are stressing the fabric. It is natural. It is not synthetic.
What's the future of this industry, aside from the challenges of the Chinese that you're facing right now? What are the other challenges, and what's the future for anybody who might want to invest in this kind of industry?
So the challenges are still trying to get people to come into the industry. We need people. We need a lot of people
To come and learn.
to come and learn. So that's one. Then number two, probably support from the government. You know, we need a
The
lot.
Bank of Industry not supporting you? Or you have never approached them?
Maybe I haven't. Maybe I don't know anything about that. Maybe some people have. I don't know anything about that. But what I know is we need, even if they have, we would have seen it. We've not seen enough people in this industry. We need enough people. And when we have enough hands on deck, then it's going to make things, then we'll be able to talk about some other challenges here and there. And also we need textile industries in Nigeria. If we have textile industries, of course, it's going to reduce the money that we use to produce the fabric, one. Number two, we will say it with our full chest that we are using 100% Nigerian-made fabrics.
Okay, now, so by now we should be exporting these materials.
Yes, we're doing that already.
You are, but you said that we need to do more. So what do you want the government to do for people like you in that regard when it comes to exportation now? So what do you want the government to do in that regard?
We want them to just help us so that we can export. We need grants. Yes, we need money.
Government has its grants to give to.
What did you say?
I said Lagos State government has grants that he gives to entrepreneurs, businessmen and women like you, the LSE TF funds. You can apply.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. But a lot of people still need to, so that we'll be able to get the global market. We have a lot of celebrities now globally that are wearing adire. Yeah. We have a lot of them. We see them. Beyonce has worn adire before. There's so many of them that have worn adire before. So.
And people even make their chairs. Have you seen them?
Yes, we have chairs. We have portraits. We have
pillows.
We have jewelries in adire.
Oh, really?
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. No, maybe lace, maybe tied and covered with adire. Yes, we can have everything.
I've not seen that before.
Yes, we have jewelry in adire.
Oh.
We have. So they wrap adire. They are really beautiful.
And you know people do t-shirt with adire pant now too.
Yes.
Yes. Have you seen Nigeria and Ashoki?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen it.
That would be definitely beautiful.
Really beautiful.
Wow. But it's African prints and anything African, anything arts, it's
really
just, you know, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
We need to embrace our own thing.
Yeah.
We need to embrace it. Thank you very much.
Thank you too for having me, Aki
Ajayi,
Thank you.
a textile design coach. We've been talking about, we've been navigating the world of textile arts. We wish you all the best, and we hope that the federal government and the state government will come to your aid. Like you said, now you can, you know, take advantage of the Lagos State. What did you call it?
The LSCTF.
LSTC Trust Fund, yes.
Oh.
You know, to just make money out of it, and you'll continue doing what you
You
know
can
how to
also
do best.
partner with LTV.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I'm
Yes,
saying it now.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can. Okay, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, the conversation will continue. Please stay with us.